Hey everyone, and welcome. I'm an expert from WeblineIndia. Now, if you're here, you probably have an amazing idea for an app, right? At WeblineIndia, we live and breathe custom software, AI solutions, and mobile apps. And we know that once you have that light bulb moment, the very next question is a big one. Who do you actually trust to build this thing? Today, we're going to break down that exact question, freelancer versus agency, so you can make the absolute best choice for your project. So, you've got the vision. It's brilliant. It's a game changer. But turning that idea into a real, working app, that takes a technical partner. The big fork in the road is right here. Do you hire a solo expert, a freelancer, or do you partner with a whole team at an agency? Look, both are totally valid options, but they are worlds apart. So let's dive in and really look at what each one offers.
All right, let's kick things off with freelancers. Hiring a freelancer can seem like the obvious first choice, right? You get direct communication, maybe a lower upfront cost, and a ton of flexibility. And for some projects, that's perfect. But there are some hidden risks, some things you really need to think about before you jump in.
So what are we really talking about here? What are those potential pitfalls that aren't on the surface? It goes way beyond just the hourly rate. We're talking about things that can derail your project if you're not prepared.
Okay, this slide really gets to the heart of it. With a freelancer, you're hiring one person. They might be an absolute rock star at what they do, but they're still just one person. What happens if they get sick, go on vacation, or just get swamped? Your project could grind to a halt. On the flip side, an agency brings a whole team to the table. You need a designer? They've got one. A database expert? They've got one of those too. There's always a backup, so the project keeps moving forward no matter what. Now let's talk about process, or the potential lack of it. When you're just one person, it's really hard to have formal systems for things like code reviews or deep security checks. This can mean that bugs slip through, the code is hard for anyone else to understand later, and you might have some serious security holes. It's the kind of stuff that doesn't seem like a big deal at first, but it can cause massive headaches down the road. And speaking of big headaches, this one is huge, your security and your intellectual property. With an agency, you'll have ironclad contracts and security protocols from day one. With a freelancer, well, sometimes that gets overlooked. If you don't have a really clear agreement about who owns the code and how your data is protected, you are putting your entire business at risk. Okay, so we've seen the potential bumps in the road with a solo approach. Now, let's flip the coin and talk about what a development agency really brings to the party. This is where things get interesting, especially for bigger or more complex projects.
So what is it about an agency that makes it such a powerful solution? How does their structure and their team-based approach actually protect your investment and, lead to a better final product?
Well, it all comes down to a proven, repeatable process. A good agency has a playbook. It starts with a deep discovery phase, where they learn everything about your vision. Then they move into agile development, which means they build and adapt as they go. Then comes the really critical part, rigorous, multi-layered testing to squash every bug. And it doesn't just stop at launch. A great agency provides long-term support to make sure your app grows with your business. And maybe the single biggest advantage is the sheer brain power you get access to. At an agency like us, WeblineIndia, you're not just hiring a coder, you're getting a whole team of specialists. You need someone who understands complex agentic AI? We've got them. An expert in process automation using N8N? Yep, they're on the team. It's like having a full-service tech department on demand, ready to solve any problem that comes up. And that team is deep. When you partner with us, you're not just getting a project manager and a couple of developers. You have access to a pool of over 165 experts. Think about what that means. It means we have the right person for every single task. And there's always a backup. It provides a level of security and peace of mind that's just impossible to get with a team of one. So, hopefully by now you have a better idea of which path feels right for you. But whether you're leaning towards a freelancer or an agency, the next question is the most important one. How do you pick the right one? That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Because not all agencies are created equal. So, how do you sift through the noise and find a partner who will truly have your back? Here's a quick checklist of non-negotiables. First, do they have a proven track record? Ask to see their work. Check out their case studies and client testimonials. Do they have experience in your specific industry? And definitely ask about their project management style. Finally, if you're building something cutting edge, you have to make sure they have real, provable expertise in new tech, like AI.
So as we start to wrap this up, the big takeaway here is this. There's no single right answer. The best choice really truly depends on your project, your budget, and your long-term goals.
So why do so many companies choose to partner with an agency like WeblineIndia? It's because we offer the best of both worlds, the structure and security of a large team, with the flexibility and dedication you need to bring your unique vision to life.
We've built our reputation on a few key things. We're experts at building projects from scratch, but we're also pros at jumping in to rescue or improve existing apps. Our team is made up of highly vetted developers, and we offer flexible ways to work together that can fit just about any budget. But above all, we are absolutely obsessed with security and the success of our clients. That's the real difference.
I really hope this helped clear things up for you. If you think the agency approach is the right one for your big idea, we would absolutely love to chat. You can find out more about us over at WeblineIndia.com or just shoot us an email. And hey, give us a follow for more tech insights just like this. And speaking of that, if you found this explainer useful and you want to stay ahead of the curve in software and tech, please hit that subscribe button. We're always putting out new content to help you succeed.
Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope this gives you the confidence to take that next big step. If this was helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button and share it with anyone else who's facing this big decision. We'll see you in the next one.